On today's episode of The Front Row, we are at the Lubbock Public Media Studios in downtown Lubbock in the Cultural District. And our special guest on the show today is Karen Ray. She works with Texas Tech UIL and with some camps that are at Texas Tech, particularly the theater and dance and others. And we're going to find out all about that on today's show. Karen, welcome to The Front Row. Thank you for being our guest.
Thank you so much.
So let me ask you a question that I have yet to figure out. I heard that you were with Texas Tech UIL. Now, when I think of UIL, I think of high school athletics, choir and band and orchestra. So what is UIL doing at Texas Tech?
Well, that's a very good question. We're fortunate to have Tech allow us to come in and do our UIL programs through them. Not every region is lucky enough to have a university this size sponsor them. So Tech has had this here a long time. Okay. And we do, right now we're doing 4A and 5A contests, and that means all the athletics, all the academics. We do all the theater and speech. So we do everything for this region, which is right before you go to state. As far as the athletics, we do golf and tennis. We don't do football, we do basketball. So we just do different areas. There's so much of that at one time going on that we just stick with the academic and the fine arts pretty much as far as what we do, or at least what I do.
Yeah. And you actually run these, you run the UIL in the area?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
We run all the regional contests, which there are quite a few. And so we'll run that, and then I also go and do a lot of the district and area, no matter what classification. I contest manage quite a few others, just so that we can get out. And I offer a director's workshop to work on the theater. I'm really the theater specialist. We have an academic coordinator that does all these contests for spelling and history and all that. We usually have about 4 or 5 practice meets before we actually get to district, which we do host district for that, for academics. And then we also host a region, of course. So we try to prepare them with our director's workshops, with our speech contests, with our academic contests before they hit it, so that we can get these teachers ready for it.
Okay.
Because out here, there's not that many opportunities to actually learn how to do it, how to put it together, and how to make your team do as well as they can do. So that's really what our department is there for.
I see. Okay, so all kinds of things are falling into place whenever you talk about adding support for people who are doing these UIL contests. And I'm remembering now that my daughter, who was on the Lubbock High swim team, I remember at the regional contest, there were people from Texas Tech. Now I understand why.
Yes.
Okay.
It's because we run it.
Yeah.
We just find facilities and run our contests. Right now I'm using the Allen Theater for our regional contest, but for camp I'm using the Majan Theater. So we just move ourselves wherever we need to be and find wherever we can fit in, that they'll let us. So it's our team actually running everything, but we're just finding facilities for it.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Now, speaking of theater and dance, you said that's kind of your area, is that right?
Well, theater is. I used to dance, but it was a sad situation, but I did that all through school. But we are bringing in the specialists to come do a musical theater component within what we really do is more technical theater and acting. We try to prepare them for the state contest in technical, because when you go to any state meet for UIL, you are welcome to apply for pretty big scholarships to any state university. So it's a great way for students to get that, even if they're in band, theater, whatever it is. And technical is kind of new, that and film. And so there's ways we can teach them to make films, ways we actually prepare them for the technical contest. And after that, after 4 days, they run our 7 shows. They learn how to do the lighting, the sound, set building, props. And so the technical camp really works. They probably work harder than the actors, but I won't say that. But the actors have classes every morning, different angles of it, auditions, movement, vocal, And then they're in 7 plays. They'll be cast in 7 plays. And they will have about 9 days to put those together, and we'll do full shows on the last Sunday, on the 20th, over at the Majan Theater, and anyone is certainly welcome to come.
Okay.
They're great stuff.
Okay, so just to be clear, make sure I'm clear on this, you're offering a series of camps for theater, is that right?
It's all together at the same
Oh, it's all
time.
at the same time?
We work those technical people at the same time.
And oh, you're right. So and as a part of that, there will be 7 plays that are
Yes.
produced
Yes.
all at the same time.
Yes,
Oh
we
my
have
God.
7 directors that have been to state numerous times, and they will listen to auditions. They will do cold readings. They will cast them. That's within 2 days. And then they will start the rehearsals and all that, and the kids are so excited. We have them till 9 in the morning, till about 9 at night, and they were so tired. they just go to sleep. We don't have these problems, you know. They're just glad to see a bed. But they get it all memorized, about 45-minute shows, which is the length that 40 minutes is what the UIL shows are. So we try to do shows that have been to state so the kids know what it's like to be in a state show.
And this is what you're talking about with actors and
It's
the technical
actors.
side as well?
And the technical is
Yeah.
the first 4 days that they're learning how to either design costumes, sets, all the different things, elements that you do in the technical contest. So they do that for 4 days, then they show us what they've done and we display it, and then we put them to work. Then they're starting to learn the sound. They'll be assigned 2 shows, and they'll do the sound and lights and set and everything for those 2 shows.
Wow.
And costuming. They learn how to use everything in the Majan is what we use, that whole theater complex.
Yeah.
And they really get a chance to see the latest and amazing things that they sure didn't have when I was at Tech, but that's okay. They'd barely gotten light bulbs, but that's all right. So now they are learning how to use all this amazing equipment.
Wow.
Really neat. Yeah.
Okay. So 2 things that come to mind immediately is if I'm a little kid and I want to do this, how do I sign up? What do I do?
Well, it's running late. We're going
Okay.
July 9th through the 20th
Oh, wow.
is
Okay.
camp. I've got actually about 4 spots left is all.
Okay.
This is for people going into 9th grade through 12th grade. So it's high school, and it's aimed at really, developing either profession. In technical, you'll make more money, and the actors will be serving you sandwiches. That's what I always tell them. But they're all learning though. But the way to do it would be either to call Texas Tech UIL, which is 806-742-2350, and try to get a theater registration for camp sent to them, and they can email it right back or bring it right back over, and we would let them in. So there's still room in technical. There's probably about 2 acting spots open, but we can still add them in. So
Yeah.
we'd
Okay.
love to have them.
And the second thing is, with 7 plays being produced in a period all at the same time, how in the world did you find room to get 7 plays into production all at the same time?
It's amazing. Thank goodness with the new complex they have there, we've got 2 or 3 really large rehearsal rooms that hold quite a few people. Then we've got 4 classrooms at work. Then we also have a lighting area that all the lights are above you and you learn how to use them all and everything. But we're using that for rehearsal space and less technicals in there. So we use the black box and we use the Machen Theater stage. So we'll be using all those areas, rotating through, doing our technical setups. We use the UIL set, which has already been delivered, so we'll be fixing that up for us. But again, that's the poor technical people, but we'll be telling them what we want and what to do, and the directors are excited. They're to bring their own costumes as far as they can for the shows they're picking. Otherwise, we rent from like musicals, and we sew what we can, but usually it's a matter of taking things in or letting things out or shorting. So we try to use all of those that are already pretty ready made, but it's always interesting. The kids learn so much from it, and if I have time, I learn from it. But usually I'm just trying to make sure they're all there and everybody's good, and we're working hard, which they are.
So you mentioned directors and of course people who would teach the technical part of that. Is that's your purview, that you're the ones who solicit those folks and line
Yes.
them up to do that?
Yes, most of ours have been with us for a lot of years. We started out, this is about the 15th year. So we started out with 3 directors, and we've just added and added and added. And we've been the largest camp in the state for this for several years.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
and so the word of mouth has been really strong with it, because we cap it at 125, because we don't want some child playing a fence post or a tree or something. We want everybody to have lines and
Right,
everybody to be a part. But a lot of these kids that I later see next year, I'll see them in the contest, and they'll be in the all-star cast. They'll be in it's just amazing how much it helps them.
Yeah.
And in fact, the teachers say, I want them to go, because they come back and help teach the other kids,
Yeah.
and give the teachers ideas that they can use. So
Sure.
it's really very, very helpful.
That's great.
And for a lot of kids that are very shy and don't feel they fit in, they really find a place in theater, and technical. They finally find something that they just tie into so tightly. And it's really neat. They have friends that they stay friends for years, that they made at camp. And I hear that all these years I've been doing it. They come back and say, can we please help? And I'm like, you're 42, get out. No, but they do want to come back and do anything they can do. So I've got 8 counselors that are fantastic that work with kids too. So
Great.
we're good.
And then I guess after this is done, you take like a 3-week vacation?
Yeah, get ready for the director's workshop. But yes, otherwise it'll be a great vacation.
Yeah.
And then we start all of our contests in February. So
Right.
there'll be a little break for Thanksgiving, Christmas. Yay.
Yay. That'll be
That's
very
about
nice.
it.
Great. Well, you said, if I remember correctly, there's a Sunday when this all kind of comes to a completion.
Yes.
Is that a public event?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
July 20th. We will start at noon and try to do a show every hour. Can't swear to it. Sometimes my directors don't listen to me, and they're a little bit longer than they should be. But I'll whip them into shape, and we try to get it down to 45 to 50 minutes. And then we'll do set change and go right into the next one.
Right.
So they can come see any or all of the plays. It's free. Of course, we'll take donations if they want to do that. But otherwise, we run on a tight budget, because we really want to have all the kids that we can.
Yeah.
And we have some really good help, people that come in and help with scholarships and make all the difference. We really couldn't do it. The other camps are very expensive, where ours really, for $9.50 they can stay in the dorm and get food, and we all know feeding children how expensive that is. And so that takes care of all their meals. And if they're commuters, they live in Lubbock or near Lubbock, it's only $6.50, and that gives them dinner and supper, or lunch and supper, and they get to still leave them from 9 to 9 or 10, whatever we get through. And so the kids still have great opportunity. They're just
Yeah.
getting to sleep in their own bed, and
Right.
Mama can help wash their clothes. They'll be better looking than the residents.
Right.
But those are both available, and I do have a few scholarships too if somebody really is involved in theater and needs help. I'm glad to do that.
You mentioned earlier in the show, you said you were involved with 4A and 5A. Are those the folks only eligible for the camps?
No,
Okay.
we have them coming from Houston. We usually have some from, I have a 7 or 8 from New Mexico.
Oh, okay.
Coming in, because they come help us, and they really like the way Texas runs their UIL programs. And we have a lot of them from Dallas, and then a lot from the small towns all over this part of the state. So we try to keep it close to Region 1, just because we know our kids out here really need that opportunity to see what's happening. A lot of the teachers are not theater teachers. They're good, but they really need to see how to do some games and things that'll help the actors and the technical. So
Right.
we try to emphasize that, but many of our schools can't help pay for that. So that's why we need scholarship money and things like that to come in, help these kids.
And you mentioned earlier about these smaller towns. I guess this is really a huge opportunity there because very likely walking into the Texas Tech refurbished facility
Oh, yeah.
would be walking into a whole dreamland of equipment
is.
and
It is.
facilities that they've probably never seen before.
That's right. And you know, they go back to their school and tell them what all you can really do. And you'd be surprised at the number of little schools that are trying to raise money to get new auditoriums that are getting new auditoriums. I think La Mesa has gotten a new auditorium. He worked real hard to get that set after he started working with us. One other thing that they do, there's a man that comes in, a professional photographer that was a director in La Mesa. He takes pictures every day of all our classes, all the kids working, and at night he sends those pictures to the parents. So every night they can see what the kids are doing, and so they do that each day. And then on the 20th, when we do our plays, he shows them all. There's big screens all over the Tech, Machen Theater. And so they're showing all the time all these activities that the kids have been doing, and the kids loved it. They won't even leave till the last show. Now the parents wanted to leave after. No, I gotta watch. So they watch all the pictures going on all the time. So that's really a very special thing we have going too. We become a family, really tight family.
Our guest on the front row today is Karen Ray. She is with Texas Tech University Scholastic League, UIL, and she's been here today to tell us about the theater and technical camp for 2025. Karen, thank you for being our guest on the show today.
Oh, I loved it. Anytime. I love it. Love you, love your music, and so I just couldn't be happier. Thank you so much.